from Chicago.
Welcome to another marvelous episode of College Football Showdown. I am the Governor of College Football. And with me, as always, my co-host, Jalen Wilson. Also in the building today, we got the waviest to ever do it, Mr. CIB Moon. Fellas, how y'all feeling, man?
Feeling like I'm trying to go to Chicago.
Chicago, man. How you feeling, Jalen?
Feeling good. You know, it's Thursday, close to Friday, 3-day weekend, Monday. You know, maybe we get some 2Ks in, 2K games in early Monday or something like that.
Maybe.
Type shit.
Yeah. 3-day weekend this weekend, 3-day weekend next weekend. Kind of just ready for the weekend to start.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of ready for tomorrow, honestly. I was on the show tomorrow. Like, I don't know.
I'm sure you enjoyed yourself yesterday, man. When the homies stopped by,
Yeah, man. I wish they'd stop by again today or tomorrow.
They
Like,
made your day. I can hear you smiling through the phone when they stop by, bro. I know they made your day. Talk to me, Moon. What's been going on in your world, brother?
Everything good. You know, excited for spring to be over officially in about a week and some change.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You know, I love college football. I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
I think this is my first time on the show in a minute.
It's
this calendar year.
Yeah, it's been a minute. My Power Month is coming up. Everybody know me. It's my Power Month, so it's my favorite month of the year. Going to Orlando, in a couple weeks. I'm excited about that. So got a lot going on, but let's get into today's topic. We're going to talk about quite a few things. Our first,
I might get to see a Magic game. Who knows? They might be in the second round when y'all are there.
Yeah.
Maybe third round. I don't know.
That's a good point. I don't know. Yeah. Pistons fought yesterday, 45 on Paolo, or 40. What was it? 45, 45, yeah, 46, 46.
Him and K both had 40 bombs.
Yeah.
Okay, both had 40 bombs. I don't know how much.
Yeah, I want to say it was like 45 a piece, but let's get into our topics. Pause. I'm going to preface this by saying pause. We're going to talk about 2027 NFL draft risers. It seemed I was having this conversation with Moon earlier and Jalen a little bit yesterday. We seem to always get a guy out of nowhere. Remember, like the first person I could think about is Cam Newton, and what he was able to do. In that, what was that, 2011, 2010 college football season?
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah, college football season, and the way he was able to really just take the nation by storm and ultimately ended up being the number one pick.
Can I say something? Real quick, now, that 2011 quarterback draft is not that bad. The first round is not good, but that class ended up having Kaepernick, Tyrod Taylor, and Andy Dalton in it later on, and Cam Newton.
What was the next one? Was it like Blaine Gabbert?
Blaine Gabbert, yeah.
That quarterback taking out the Cam? Okay.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert and Christian Ponder with the first round picks and Cam Newton.
Christian Ponder, I thought would be a good pro product. What he was able to do in Tallahassee, I didn't think he would be a bad pro product at all. So let's talk about some risers for the 2027 NFL draft. We're gonna let you go first, Moon. You ain't been on the show in a little minute. Talk to us about some of the guys that you think that a lot of people aren't talking about now, but they may be talking about later. Hey, shout out to my dog Nino in the building.
What up, gang? What up, Nino? Could I interest you in a guy that threw 3 touchdown passes in the spring game? One of them was a 98-yard strike to Chris Barnes.
Okay.
A guy that is about to take the nation by storm. Mm-hmm. And it's going to come out of nowhere because last year this team wasn't delightful. Everything about them was pretty horrible, including them axing their head coach in the middle of the season. He's most famous for his mullet. Drew Mestamaker. Mm-hmm. I think he could be a riser that could blow up because his profile just screams for it. Mm-hmm. Like, coming into the season, what better way can you have your coaching staff come with you? You have your top playmakers come with you. You got Wyatt Young, Chris Barnes, Miles still there. Mm-hmm. Don't forget the running back is still there. Right. You got basically your whole offense. You have system familiarity. And I'm looking at it like there could be a possibility where Oklahoma State jumps from worst to in the discussion in that second tier after Texas Tech, after I guess Texas Tech is in the cream of the crop by themselves. Then it's BYU, but like
Are
they can be pushing for bowl eligibility.
We'll talk about it later, but are they still cream of the crop if Sorsby is
Tech,
suspended for the duration of the season?
their defense says that they are,
I agree with that.
but there's just question marks when it comes to the quarterback position, and that's the most important position that you can have on your team. We've seen team seasons go down the drain because they can't get competent quarterback play. So that's a tough pill to swallow. I know all the other colleges around the nation probably like, woo, thank God we dodged a bullet when his sweepstakes was coming up.
Right.
But I would say my first player in the pool would probably be Drew Mestemaker, because everybody loves a sexy pick with quarterbacks. You want to know a guy that's going to come out of nowhere. And I think he'll get it done, showing off his aerial ability, his ability to go deep, pause, and then his connection with his offense. The credibility already with Eric Morris is already there.
For sure.
I'm just interested to see, how explosive that they can be. Their offense shakes out. Their defense is going to have some question marks, but when looking at their schedule, it's pretty favorable. I don't like going on the road to Houston. I don't like going on. They also have a road game later in the year against Arizona State. Don't like that. But when you get out of conference game when they got to play Oregon, what better way to have film gurus and draft gurus start licking their chops over a guy, then have him show out in a primetime game, and then next thing you know, everybody's talking about Drew Mestemaker.
I love it. Great pick. I had him in my top 10 quarterbacks. If you saw my episode of Governor College Football yesterday, I love the pick. Jalen, talk to me.
CJ Bailey. That's my pick. NC State. Can y'all hear me just fine, by the way? I know I'm a little
perfect. Your audio is
okay.
crystal clear. You good, brother?
Yeah. But yeah, CJ Bailey, NC State, that's my pick. Or one of my picks for draft risers for 2027. You look at last year, I forget the second team he struggled against. Notre Dame was one team. And it was another team that he struggled against. They were like the top two defenses, and he didn't perform really well. Every other team, he performed good to I feel like great.
Outstanding, right?
Yeah. I feel like he's everything people want Lenore Sellers to be.
I drink to that.
Like, people talk about a guy with a strong arm, get out the pocket, run, accuracy. We talking about that could throw a deep pass. I think it's CJ Bailey. Still got some things he need to work on, but I think he did just fine last year. I want to say when I checked, it was 9 interceptions. I want to say he had like a 64% completion percentage. I want to say it was just below 65. But yeah, I feel like
there are more on his shoulders than most quarterbacks across America, just because of the limited, talent that surrounds him, honestly.
And the defense was bad.
Piss poor.
It was. But I mean, I do believe he can end up being potentially, I don't know about quarterback 1, but potentially like a quarterback 2 in this class.
Don't be afraid. He can be a quarterback 1. He absolutely. When you look at what Moon was saying earlier, you look at skill set plus pause. You know what I'm saying? Size, that prototypical build for a quarterback.
Height and everything.
Yeah. Why couldn't he be at all?
But I think he has all the tools to. Like I watched him tape, I was like, yeah. When I was watching tape, that's where I came to the conclusion. I was like, I think he right now he's a better product than Arch. Right now, I think. Well, okay, you got.
Nah, I don't got nothing to say. Go ahead. I'm going to chill on Arch, man, because people just like that.
I mean, to your point, Jalen.
I think I honestly, I don't think he's too far off from Julian Sainz. I don't know. I don't think it's a big gap between him and some of the other top quarterbacks that are supposed to be in this draft.
Some of these quarterbacks are free falling. There's a kid in Eugene that's going to go free falling. I guarantee.
Dante. I think him and Dante Moore. I don't know. I'm not a big Dante Moore fan.
Me either.
Why not?
I don't know. Like, Like, I don't know if it's because he just doesn't jump off the screen. Like, I don't know if he just not able to elevate Oregon, in my opinion. Like, when I watched Bo Nix, it was like I could see how much he can elevate Oregon's offense. I don't think Dante Moore really does that too much for me. Now, maybe it was just the receiving core was not that great around him this past season.
It'll be better.
Maybe that was a
I
big
mean,
reason.
they had so many injuries.
They did. They
Then
did.
they're young, so it's all trying to come together. I get it.
I mentioned it to see. Go ahead.
I was about to say to his point about CJ Bailey, like when Dave Duran can come out and say that our offense is, our offseason is completely different when you have a returning starter and you don't have any competition that you have to worry about during these 15 spring practices. It's just developing your main guy. Like that should already give people pause for concern. Then when you look at NC State's schedule and how they have 8 home games, that should give people another red flag to say, hold on, people in the NFL draft world love winners. He's probably going to win some ball games this year.
I went like 9 or 10.
He was more than comfortable throughout the first 2 seasons in the ACC playing. I saw him up close and personal at Georgia Tech. He's every bit of 6'5", 6'6". Like, you know, this kid, he's going to have some weapons with Victor and Hunter Providence coming in on the outside in the weapons group, 4 new wide receivers, some tight ends. I'm concerned about the offensive line. Ain't going to hold you on the right tackle position. But outside of that, Jalen, I mean, you make a good structural case for CJ Bailey. Like, no kizzy.
I love it. So we're gonna I'm gonna go twice, and then Jalen, you'll go again, and then
okay. See, just to let you know, I don't hate Arch. I just think he's a little overhyped. I don't.
I just think he's How overhyped. Do you say he's overhyped after his last few games? How can you say that?
I just
his
don't
stat
think
line
he's
is comparable to some of the guys that you think that you say are legit. His stat line is comparable to
that stat line, but when you watch him, I don't think he like consistency. I don't think he can be consistent throughout the full season as a top quarterback.
I mean, he was throwing to Parker Livingstone. This year, he's going to be throwing to Cam Coleman.
Speaking of which, great alley-oop. Cam Coleman, I think, is going to fight for wide receiver number 1 heading into the NFL draft. I know everybody thinks he's going to fight. I didn't stutter. He's going to fight for wide receiver number 1 heading into the 2027 NFL draft. All righty. Think about this. He has 96 catches in his career. His quarterbacks were goddamn Jackson Arnold and Peyton Thorne. Those were his quarterbacks, bro. Like, how many quarterbacks could we name? Y'all want to play the game? I can name 20 quarterbacks better than Jackson Arnold and Peyton Thorne.
Oh, yeah, you can.
30, 40, 50. We can keep going.
You can probably name a couple backups, too.
Yeah, we can keep going. But you put him in a system with Steve Sarkisian. It's a wide receiver-friendly system. We've seen wide receivers flourish in this system. And you look at the height, speed. He's that prototypical outside AJ Green type wide receiver on the outside, and he's going to flourish in this system. I think he's absolutely going to put. How tall do you think Jeremiah Smith is? I think he plays bigger than his height.
I feel like Jeremiah Smith is like 6'2".
You think he's a legitimate 6'2"?
I think he possibly like 6'2".
Was he listed at 6'3"?
Yeah, 6'3".
Yeah, I think he's listed at 6'3". Is he like 6'2.5"? He's an outstanding wide receiver, but I believe Cam Coleman can push him forward. Another guy that is on my list, everybody know how I feel about Connor Wegman, so I'm not even going to mention him. Sammy Brown, what he's going to have to do on this Clemson defense this upcoming year, he was supposed to be playing with Luke Farrelly, who's down there in Oxford this season. I'm telling you, Sammy Brown's going to have a year on the team that Chad Morris is the offensive coordinator. Christopher Vezina is the quarterback. I'm not saying they're not going to produce all offensively. They still have Warren and Wesco on the outside. But this might be a defensive-driven team. And Sammy Brown had 106 tackles last year as a sophomore. He dominated as a freshman a year ago. So Sammy Brown is absolutely going to rise up draft boards. Those are my 2 players. Jalen, it's back to you.
Oh, Hank Beatty was my...
Reno. Thank you. Thank you.
What did Nino say?
Thank you. He said Cam Coleman goes for 1,300 yards and 12 tutties. I agree. It's on you, Jalen. Then Moon will go twice and it'll be back on you.
Oh, yeah. My other draft riser was Hank Beatty.
I like that one.
What? I missed a little homer pick, but I watched him all season. I watched him develop as a player. Watched him in high school. people were hyping up Hudson Clement last offseason.
I was.
It wasn't
100%.
there. And honestly, I was kind of buying in more on Hudson Clement, wide receiver one,
Yeah,
although
you
I
went
didn't think
to.
he was going to take Pat Bryant's spot as
You
as
want so.
a solidified wide receiver one.
I
But
love the picks that Nino has. He's got a lot of great picks here. Continue though.
yeah, but Hank Beatty was like, it was the first game. It was like okay, and then against Duke, he showed up. A couple other games against some teams, he showed up. He didn't really show up against the Indiana game. The whole team didn't show up in the Indiana game, to be honest with you. The Ohio State game, he tried to show up. Our offense really kind of couldn't get going at all. That defense was locking Luke Ottmeyer, locking anything we had up, really. But every other game outside that, I feel like he was able to get whatever he wanted, really. Um,
Wow.
he's a good route runner. He has good hands. I guess you could say weight wise and maybe height. I want to say he's like 5'11", but he doesn't. He's probably what sometimes he looks like 185 soaking wet. Like he doesn't. He's not really
How many NFL offenses need a guy that you could put in the slot and create separation? Like, yeah, I love that pick. I absolutely love that pick.
yeah. And I feel like I don't know if he'll be an outside wide receiver,
Mm,
like play the
He
X or
won't be.
whatever this
He won't be.
season.
Well,
I
this season he might, but in the NFL he won't be.
Yeah. But I feel like maybe if he show off that he can somewhat, it might be some a team kind of experiment with in the future in the NFL. But I definitely feel like he's just one of those draft picks. I feel like is safe. Like he might not ever be a wide receiver one, he might not
Mhm.
ever be a wide receiver two, but he's gonna be a good wide receiver three that can get you like a 600 yards per season in the league.
Mhm. I love that pick. Talk to me more when you get two of
Danny
them.
Amendola type of
I
receiver.
like that. I like the comp. Talk to
Yeah.
me more when you
Oh,
get
that's
two
not
of
my
them.
comp, but that's just that's comp where I see like I can see like his stats at type
Yeah,
of.
for sure. I like Hank Betty a lot. I used Illinois a lot this past year on college football 26. So yeah, I'm a Hank Betty guy.
So my player that I'm gonna insert into the player pool for risers in 2026 is a guy that had a pretty dope season in 2025, and he had 8 touchdowns, 511 yards, 42 catches in the offense that went to the college football playoff. In 2024, he had 5 touchdowns, 616 yards, and 56 receptions. That was probably his best season. But I think 2025 was like up there, cream of the crop. He's one of the nation's top receivers coming back, in my opinion. And he transferred. He
Mm.
transferred and came to Texas A&M. Graduate, by the way, Isaiah Horton. All 6'4", 208 pounds of him. I'm saying that he's an early riser because the NFL draft gurus, y'all gonna love this guy's size. Y'all gonna love the fact that he can catch in traffic. Y'all gonna love the fact that he is great after the catch. His snaps in 2025 was only at 42%. I think that he transferred to Texas A&M because he said, "Look, I could come in and I know we got Mario Craver and I know we got a laundry list of other dogs on it. Terry Bussey. I know we got some dogs on our wide receiver core, but I can be the alpha." And where's Nino? I could be a big dog. I could be a big dog in this offense. And he took over spring camp. Yeah, all you hear coming out of Texas A&M tour, Isaiah Horton, Isaiah Horton. I
Shazam!
feel like he's gonna
Shazam!
be he's gonna be a early riser for 2027. When you start looking at frame players that's outside the mold, Carnell Tate inserted himself into the equation this year.
Mm.
We hoping for Marcel Reed to take another development in 2026 and to jump up. I mean, when you have a wide receiver core that has Terry Bussey, Mario Craver, Chase Burton, Aaron Gregory, freshmen galore, and then Ashton Belter-Roman, I think Isaiah Horton is going to be the stir that stirs the drink, the straw that stirs the drink, and he's my first guy that I'm adding into the list. The second guy, this really shouldn't be a shock to nobody, but, Mario Cristobal came out earlier in the offseason, spring practices, and said that, like, Darian Mims is our guy, and we're going to put it on his shoulders. Darian Mims is going to be an early riser, and I know people might give Dante more the love, Arch, the other quarterbacks that we mentioned, C.J. Bailey, but there's a world that exists that Darren Miss is going to go higher in the draft than Carson Beck did this past year. Like, that's not.
Where did Carson Beck go? Second round?
Third.
It was third.
Okay.
Yeah.
34 touchdowns, 6 interceptions last year. You insert a player that had over 90% of the snaps transferring over into Miami's quarterback room with a production rating of 87, came in with Duke and said, I'm going to bring my top wide receiver with me. That ended up shredding defenses last year with Cooper Barkate. You insert Malachi Tony back into the mix, and he already has been dominating spring. One hand catch here, one hand catch there. Mark Fletcher is still there. You got consistency, even though we had some players go to the draft. I mean, they're top 4 wide receivers by itself, and this is not even including the tight end, Elijah Lofton. Like, they're going to be loaded, bro. They're going to be loaded, and I trust that their offensive line is going to be some big, heavy-duty guys. Defense, I know we got some question marks in Miami, but I'm inserting Darian Minson into my early draft risers, and I would not be surprised if people be like, dang, his 2025 tape was lit. His 2026 tape going to be lit. I'm
what we always say, Mo, price is going what?
Price is going up, baby.
For sure. I love it.
Was
Jalen.
Yesterday's price, not today's price?
Hey, you heard?
And you don't got no controversy like Damon Williams, so.
Ooh.
Well, limited controversy.
But you light us up, bro.
He didn't want to be there. It's on you, Jalen.
Also me? Okay. Another guy I thought Garage, if I'm not mistaken, y'all hear bongos in the background?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it would just be, I'm like, maybe something wrong with my phone or something. But yeah, another guy, which I believe he was 2027 when I looked, Malik Washington from
Maryland.
Yeah,
I think he got one more year because
he got one more year.
He'll be a sophomore this year.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't leave. I love it.
I thought he redshirted. I thought he redshirted.
28.
No, he started as a true frosh. He's a true frosh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I don't know why I thought he redshirted.
Wow, this is a question I want to ask you guys while Jalen is thinking. Can Kevin Jennings sneak into the top 5 with a stellar season in 26?
How old is Kevin Jennings?
He'd be 23 this year.
Okay.
23 at the end of the year. Well, by the time the draft comes around, he'd be 23.
We're going to have to see if he does. It'll be his best performance yet, because last year we had question marks because he had all types of injuries in his wide receiver core. His offense was kind of questionable because Rhett Lashley didn't want to do his job.
What was up with Rhett Lashley last year?
Checked out, bro. He literally checked out. You can't be sitting here talking about you one of the best coordinators and all this other stuff. Rhett Lashley. Yeah, I'll be talking about you. And then when we need it the most, you have drives that stall out. Too many 3-and-outs. Too many turnovers. Kevin is sensational as a quarterback. I know a lot of people's lasting memory is the Penn State game, even though it happened last year. But I mean, in order for his stock to rise even more, I feel like Rhett Lashley going to have to either get deeper into his back or let go of some of the controls and let that man cook.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it at all. Jalen, who you got?
Evan Stewart.
I like that one.
Yeah. He missed did he miss all season last year?
Yeah.
Right. He got hurt during the off season, was it?
And he got mad at
late July.
He got mad at the media, said he was out for the year when he ended up being out for the year.
Because I remember they was talking about, he might come back for this bowl game or might come back for this game, like near the end of the season. I'm like, it's all.
They started sprinkling in the storyline like it was really a possibility too at the end.
Yeah, they did. It was around like November. They started talking about him possibly maybe being back for the playoffs, and then he was never back for the playoffs. And yeah, but Evan Stewart, when he was at Texas A&M, he was getting lots of hype. Missed all season last year. That might be a red flag for some NFL teams. But I mean, you look at it, he hasn't had a true, I feel like, breakout season. Like, I don't think he's had over 1,000 yards in any of his seasons in college, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, that is a bar.
Let me go check for you.
Yeah, check, Mo. That's a bar.
I might be wrong. But I
you
thought I
might be
checked a
right
while
though.
ago,
I think
and
that's a
I thought I
bar.
saw maybe he never had 1,000 yards in any of his
Nah, you
3
right, bro.
seasons.
That's a
2023,
bar, man. What,
2022,
man?
he has 649, 2 touchdowns. 2023, he had 38 catches for 514 and 4 touchdowns. And 2024, he had 48 receptions for 613 yards, 5 touchdowns. But he missed
Dang, I thought he had
2025, so
90
you
yard season
right
in there
on the
too.
money.
That's a bar.
Good
That's
grief.
a great job, Jalen.
Yeah. Because I remember checking his stats. I'm like, I don't think he's had 1,000 yard season, and I was like, yeah, he didn't, and I was like, I was maybe questioning myself, but yeah, no, I was pretty sure he never had 1,000 yard season. Because I remember after his first year at Texas A&M, he was getting hyped up, and then it was like, he's good. And then Oregon again, his first year was I'm like, he's good. He just he doesn't really too much impress me. Um, but I feel like this season could be it for him. I feel like this is like one of his last chances to really make that impression. I think he has technically another year since this is going to be his 4th season playing.
Mm-hmm.
But since he missed last year, he'll get a medical red shirt if he
Yeah,
doesn't
he
do
will.
good
He
enough
will.
this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean when you look at it, like he has all the potential for a breakout season. Even if that season is a 900 yard and maybe 9 touchdowns type of season, I really think he could maybe jump into like a late first round talks potentially.
I don't know if he's going to go late first, Jalen. And the only reason I say why is because we saw it in this draft cycle. These NFL dudes, they be caring too much about injury concerns. So first thing they're going to do is point to 2025 and be like, that dude missed all year long.
Do you still got the stats up? How many games have you played like in the past seasons?
Past seasons altogether?
Yeah.
Let me go to his
Well,
I
not
think
all
he,
together,
I
but
think, I think, I think
every
he's
season
probably missed
individually.
games every year. He's a pause. He's a smaller dude, man. So
I got to look at his snaps. I'm gonna get the numbers for you.
Oh, you can just look at they
so,
get the shed games on there, right?
while Moon is getting those numbers, I'm showing love to the defensive players. Arion Carter is a guy I've been watching since he first stepped foot in Knoxville as a true freshman when Tim Banks was his defensive coordinator. Now that Jim Knowles is his defensive coordinator, that level, that bar is going to have to go up. And Arion Carter almost entered the 2026 NFL draft. I think he's going to play like a man possessed this year. I know this is a name you guys have been hearing me talk about for a while since he first entered that class. I think it was him. I think Boo Carter was a true freshman as well. The year that they entered campus at Knoxville together, I think Arion Carter is going to be a riser. I truly do believe that.
Hey, I rock with that, bro.
And then my last one is now I'm not sure if this guy's going to sneak into the NFL draft. And I had a take on my show a few days ago that the quarterback position isn't at the premium it once was. And then I started to look at the divisions and I said, well, the NFC East all have their starting quarterbacks, right? The AFC West, if Mendoza works out, they all have their starting quarterbacks. Like you can start to go to conferences that the AFC South, I believe all of them probably believe that they have their starting quarterback. So once you start to go through, all of these divisions, a lot of these teams feel like they have their guy quarterback, so it's not at the need that it once was. But I'm going to throw out there, this is a homer pick for sure. Caden Velkamp. He plays in an offense that isn't very friendly at all. But when you look at the American, how much was lost in the American, and FAU and Zach Kitley and company is looking and say, hey, man, we can beat them guys this year. I've seen them go toe-to-toe with some really good teams this year. If Caden Velkamp could put up some numbers, he's gonna have to. This is with Senior Bowl though. This is a guy that's going to need Senior Bowl 100% to show that he can play an NFL style offense. He didn't go nuclear like I thought he would last year, but if you look at his West Kentucky tape, and he wasn't even starting at the beginning of that season, you see a guy that can actually flourish at this position. Year 2, I believe Zach Kitley got active, getting more production. It's so difficult your first year. Even like goddamn Lane Kiffin got a $40 million roster. It's like, damn, I wish we had a spring portal. Like spring portal should be allowed for first year head coaches. I think Caden Van Kelp may not get drafted at all, but I think he's a guy that can go to the Senior Bowl. He's got prototypical size. We've all been around him at media days and at fall camp. I think he's the guy that can play his way into an NFL third day pick.
And he really turned it on at the end of the season too.
Did.
So I felt
He
like
did.
he got like comfortable. You know, he had some tough steps in the journey at the beginning of the year, like going on the road at Maryland. I think it was week 1. Like Maryland at that point in time had a nice defense at the first 5 weeks of the season, and then they fell off of a
before
cliff
the injuries. The injuries were like beginning to pile up.
And then they had other games where they had just tough defenses, a lot of confusion, because I felt like it's one thing putting in the offense during spring, summer, fall camp, like we got a chance to see up close. But when the bullets started flying, I feel like it was an adjustment, and I feel like he got that learning curve at the end of the year. So I'm super excited for him. Zach Kittley got to be happier than ever, but it's like I don't got to worry about the same things I had to do last year.
And you got your returning them on wide receiver, Easton Messer as well. So I'm excited for what FAU can do in the American this year. Jalen, give me your last one, and then Moon, give me your last one.
Mekhi Hughes.
Hey, bro, I swear I was going to say him, bro. That's a great one. I love it. Talk to me.
Yeah. Well, did he play at Oregon last year? Like,
I think he might have had like 2 carries last year, didn't he?
So basically, redshirted.
It was just a whole mystery the whole year, bro.
He's gonna come back possess this year. I promise you.
Was he hurt or was?
No, he just couldn't sniff the field. He was the 4th best back. You know,
they had who?
I'm sorry, he had 17
Jordan
carries
Davison?
for 70 yards.
Okay.
Compared to what he did in 23 and 24, which was miraculous. Over 2,700 yards those 2 years.
Yeah, because they had Jordan Davison and
what's the other kid name? He's coming back. He's starting this year.
What's my guy name? Start with W, right?
Say it again, Mo.
You talking about
Hill Jr. Yep. You don't need no now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, De'Aaron Hill. This is gonna be his sophomore year, right?
For Hill, I believe so.
Or am I thinking of another running back? Oh no, they got a recruit running back
they had a
from Southern Illinois.
Did they?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's De'Aaron Hill. I don't remember who it was, but he did good last season at Oregon.
Yeah, De'Aaron Hill was a true freshman last year.
Yeah, so I think it is De'Aaron Hill. But yeah, I mean, Mekhi Hughes just couldn't sniff the field last year. You know how good he was at Tulane. Like he could have a bounce back season. Where he would, where his stock would jump up to, I don't know really, because how running backs are viewed. Well, I guess that's kind of changing now again. Jeremiah,
that's slowly. We had 2 running backs drafted in the first round. It's
Ashton Jeanty with 9 last year.
Yeah. He's gonna put up numbers. I tell you that. Noah Whittington was RB1. I think that's who you were thinking of.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, I feel like he could jump up potentially. Maybe a 4th round back?
Oh, that would be amazing for him, considering how last year went.
Considering the fact that he wasn't even on draft boards by the time
he was listed as a top 5 running back in everybody's, heading into last year. So that's just how quickly things change. So I love that. I love that pick, Jalen. Give me your last one, Moon, and then we're going to move on.
Depending on what Morgan Scaley does, like
I know you're going to hear.
Because he's going to have to showcase more than just Devin Dampier's ability to run or do quarterback design runs or utilize the offensive line.
Right.
And it's crazy because he had 24 and 5 last year. So, and that's 10 touchdowns on the ground, 2. So I'm sitting here like Devin Dampier coming back for Utah is super important. And I love their running back room. Well, I should say I like their running back room. I don't love it. So they're going to utilize him even more. But his development as a passer, especially as a smaller quarterback, I think Diego Pavia not getting drafted kind of made me kind of on the cautious for smaller nature quarterbacks around the nation. That's in 2026 because it's like if they're penalizing you for height, then I got to be concerned Maddox Matson. I got to be concerned Devin Dampier. I got to be concerned like some of these other smaller quarterbacks or quarterbacks that have nice potential but are in unique systems, like the kid that just transferred into Rice, who's gonna start. His name is slipping my mind, but he just transferred into Rice. Taller quarterback, elusive, mobile, perfect for the system. What they want to do with the optionality and everything. But
out of that pistol,
how do you grade that? So like, I want Scaly to really go deeper into his bag, showcasing the verticality of Utah's offense, so that it can help Devin Dempierre. I don't need you to be Gunnar Stockton, bro. We don't need short passes galore. We need to stretch the field vertically. So he'll be my last player that I put up there. That could be a riser because his production is ridiculous, on both sides. And, he's a little sprinkle player.
Man, Nino is cooking from the chat. We got a couple of questions. Jalen, we're going to go ahead of Lenore Sellers.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
I said no.
Gunner's better than Lenore's to me. So
upside, no. But I can see where you say that Mike Bobo and the safe system that Georgia runs, he'll produce more than Lenore Sellers. I can see that one. All right, so I think Nino's gunning for us now. 71% completion percentage, almost 72, 3,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Wait, is this Julian saying?
Nah, this is Dante Moore.
Okay. I know Julian saying had a crazy completion percentage.
Yeah, he did. That. It was super high. I guess my question to Nino is, will there be some drop off with the change in offensive coordinator? Will Stein has been such a staple there at Eugene for a very long time. Do we think those?
Go ahead.
I don't think it's going to be a drop off. If anything, I think it's going to be more. I mean, they got talent galore.
Free.
Yeah, Will Stein was he was scared to stretch the field at times. Like I felt like he would throw way too many wide receiver screens for my liking.
Yeah,
like, I felt like he held back.
The tight end coaches now the offensive coordinator.
Hey, the rich get richer, bro. If you can just promote from within, and you don't gotta go without.
Dante Moore is the quarterback. Every year we seem to have a guy that should have went the year before. Dante Moore is going to be that guy. Yeah. I can when I tell you I can see and if I'm wrong, I will gladly and gladly say, you know what, I was dead wrong. Dante Moore played lights out, and I'm hoping he does play lights out. But if there's a guy, you remember that we all watched The Wire. Remember the episode of The Wire where the kid already knew the answer just because the ticks on the chalkboard, he already knew what the answer was when they was in the classroom. This is season 4 of The Wire, Jalen.
But he was asking like how far something was from something else, or how many miles or something like that.
Yeah, he already knew the answer just because it had the little ticks on it. To me, the writing on the wall that Dante Moore is going to slow down this year. For some reason, I could just see it. 100%. All right, let's move on to our next topic. We're going to talk a little bit about Brendan Sorsby. If you've been sleeping under a rock and don't know what's going on, Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby is checking into residential treatment program for a gambling addiction announced today. Now I have a question for everybody. Now I know Jalen doesn't gamble much, but the amount of money that he's gambled, the amount of times that he's gambled over the last 5 years, a regular American has probably gambled a lot more and not even had the type of money that Brendan Sorsby has had. But because he's a college athlete and it's 100% prohibited, you're not allowed to gamble. It seemed to be deemed like he has a problem, right?
It's like that in the NFL too, right? You can't bet on anything because then like some Colts players got banned or something like that. Like they got.
But they were betting on NFL games. You can bet on NBA games, can't you?
No. I think they were betting on maybe it was betting on NFL games.
I think it was NFL games. It was the kid that played with the Falcons, that played at Tennessee, and then played with Jacksonville, the wide receiver Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. Okay,
but I think he was betting on NFL games. I think you can bet on any sport. You just can't. And at the collegiate level, you can't bet on Nathaniel. You can't bet on nothing. So I think that's the difference. So he made thousands of online bets for various sports via gambling app. NCAA is investigating a bet on Indiana football allegedly while he was a true freshman. Joey McGuire, head coach of Texas Tech, said, "We love Brendan and support his decision to seek professional help. Taking this step requires courage." How do you feel about this? Me personally, I feel like this is throwing yourself on the mercy of the court. Tennessee did it with the Jeremy Pruitt, allegations. We see Michigan do it with the Hamburglar situation and with Sharon Moore, myriad of situations. We are sorry. We are guilty. Please don't give us harsh suspensions. That's what I feel like with this. If I'm the NCAA, this kid needs to be suspended for the entire season, and the NIL money needs to come back. And I feel bad because I interviewed the kid last year. Amazing kid. Great hair, right? But I feel like he should be suspended. Let's talk about it. Do you guys feel like he should be suspended? How long he should be suspended? And what can the NCAA do? I have an idea of something that the NCAA can do so these kids aren't gambling. They should just be blacklisted the moment they sign their national letter of intent. Blacklist these kids. It's easy to do at in-person casinos.
It is, but it's tough because they can just go to a family. Hey,
Hey, let me use your
cousin,
phone, bro.
I need
Yeah.
you to
Yeah.
put a bet on.
Yeah, if it, I mean, but that you can figure out when people pulling a cherry rozier, you figure that out. You know what I'm saying? That ain't difficult to figure out, bro. How you feel about it,
It was some more clips about Terry Rozier that came out, bro. Some more clips. He's disgusting. That man threw so many bad turnovers. I was
he
like,
won a case to get paid this year too. That's the craziest part about it. But talk to me how you guys feel about this.
But yeah, I don't think he should, because he wasn't betting on actual. He wasn't betting on his games, right?
I believe he
wasn't betting on
did
college football,
as a
right?
freshman. Yeah, he was.
Okay. If he was betting on his games, he was suspended. If he was betting on, because I know he was betting on like Cincinnati Red games.
Yeah, he was at the
Like he
game
was going to the games and
betting on
betting
the
them
pitch.
live. Yeah. I don't think he should be suspended for that. But if he was like full on betting on games that he was playing in, yeah. Even betting on games that he was like on the bench for, yeah.
Right.
Because at that point, you could still try to persuade somebody into, hey, drop this pass if you throw it to you. You know, hey, throw this interception real quick.
Right.
But yeah, if it's just if it comes out he was betting on games that he wasn't participating in or that he wasn't on the roster for, I think that he should still be suspended, but only for like
the
two
first quarter of the
games.
season or a couple of games. Okay, I can see what you're
Yeah, a
saying.
couple games. But I think he was betting on games that he
Yeah,
was on the
you're
roster
consistent with
for.
that. You can see like Pete Rose. Like I feel like Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, P-Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
Should have been in the Hall of Fame.
He was actually betting for himself to
He
be
bet on
to
himself.
do better.
Yeah, like come on, bro. Like stop it. Like let's stop with the politics and the logistics. I'm gonna talk to.
But it is a concern for NFL teams, though. I will say that because they're gonna be like, well, if if you were doing this in college, what makes you think you want to do this in the NFL?
Right, and the mob approaches you, say, "Hey, throw 2 interceptions today. You gonna do it?"
Yeah. Also, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier,
Billups,
Dante Porter.
Right, that's great. Dante Porter is a sick individual. Talk to me more.
I was scrolling on my phone
Oh,
not that long ago, and I just happened to be chilling, go minding my business, and then all of a sudden I see Drewski pop up on my screen. Jalen, I see Drewski pop up, and Drewski is like, "Hey, I just hit, and all I did was put 5 picks together, And then I started asking myself a question, Jalen. I say, "Dang, what's this app that they talking about?" That's not called Prize Picks.
Mm-hmm.
They catch us over and over. It's littered all throughout everything that we do. We can't go anywhere. We can't open YouTube. We can't open website browsers. We can't open anything, period. Then the crazy part is now on Prize
Everything
Picks,
is sponsored.
everything is sponsored. The NBA now on Prize Picks has, as soon as you open up the app, it says it's official, the preferred partner of the NBA.
now they telling you where to gamble.
You
Hey, come to Prize Picks. We got Drewski. We got
FanDuel has their own network where they have games. Like you
During
watch
the
NBA
games
games, the
of-
little things that switch. It has a FanDuel sponsor on. Like it's crazy.
You're right.
during the games, we see it. During the commercials, we see it. Hey, you over there sitting at home doing nothing, eat some chips and some Cheetos. What you go take that $5 you got right there and go come bet it over here on Underdog Fantasy.
Yeah, instead of chips
try
and
to get
Cheetos,
us
you
too.
can get you some Subway now.
They try to get us too. They send us sponsorship money packages talking about, hey, why don't you promote fantasy sports and betting? And the rise of fantasy sports has gone so far. So now you as a college athlete around there see this littered all in your face over and over and over again. And now I'm not supposed to partake in the festivities. It's a warning to everybody that's out there that's doing it, because Brendan Sorsby ain't the only one. It's probably athletes galore probably running it up right now.
It was a couple college basketball players that got busted during the season, a little bit after the season.
Hunter Deckers got a few years ago.
You remember when in The Wire when dude was walking around the block with the shotty?
What are you talking about, Omar?
Omar, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Saying vengeance is coming. So
Yeah,
y'all better hide the funds. Y'all better do whatever you got to do, because they're clearly saying to us that, hey, we can promote this constantly in your face. We can have gambling galore, but when the players partake in it, I just wanted to raise that perspective out there, because it's like it's in everything that we do. Now, as far as his pathways, if he chose to go in the NFL route and they ruled him ineligible, like the supplemental draft is in July, so he'll be able to do it. I think he had 5 interceptions last year, 27 at the top of my head, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds about right. And the ability to run the ball last year.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like it's a bad option.
Jets, go get him in the supplemental draft, please. It's like, just go do it.
The Red Raiders, though, you don't get off the hook so easily. Last year, you were saying that we can use this oil money to be able to get all the NIL recruits that we want to, and be able to get packages.
Sorsby was trying to get oil money.
Listen, bro. Imagine if they would have gave
trying
him
to win some oil money.
Imagine if he would have actually finessed it and said he would have been the ultimate finesser. We need to write a book about Brendan Sorsby, bro, because in Texas Tech is not off the hook, bro. Because like, how did you not do your research even more than this? I don't know. Could they? I don't know if it's something they knew about. We gonna keep it quiet. I mean, if you giving this kid $6 million plus, shouldn't that be something that you as an organization hold yourself accountable to and say, hey, well, let's do our research. We want to know his mama, your mama, where she stay, where your granny stay, all of it. I want to know all of it. I want to know your favorite restaurant. I need to know everything.
Who you hang around?
They can investigate Colin Murray for playing video games. I need to be able to have an investigation. The truth of the matter is, I feel like he took more accountability checking himself in rehab than Mike Vrabel did in the whole NFL approach and the level. So that's a college kid taking more accountability, saying, hey, I'm gonna check myself in the rehab, but I got Diana Rossini. NFL, they got
caught in broad. They got caught in broad day, cause as a Bills fan, I'm loving it, dog.
And Brendan got caught in broad day. He said, "Whoa,
he didn't do nothing wrong. She cheated.
Hold on.
He's married, bro.
Not anymore.
Brendan Sorsby was married to the game, and he finessed himself out of position. So,
oh man, that man's still married to the game, just not football.
Let me ask you this: is it like in the NFL? I think there's a code, right? You can call up a coach that's worked on it. Like, all right, tell me what he's like before we go get this kid out of free agency, right? With college football, it's like Cincinnati bitter, bro. Like, hey, ain't nobody know who the hell Brendan Sorsby was until we brought him here. We made him a star.
Yes.
Like, and if Texas Tech asks him about him, now he sucks, bro. He's terrible, bro. Like, he's the worst player I've ever. Like, he's not a leader. He's not any of that. So you can't trust the intel that you get from there. I think the only viable place you can get intel from is from the media. But then again, there's bitterness there. So I think it's so difficult to do in college football. But you're right, they did not do their homework.
No.
So now you got $5 million, $6 million reasons to be upset at, I see it. Percent of passes dropped by Julian Sam receivers, 2%. Fernando Mendoza, 2.2. Dylan Raiola, 4.2. CJ Carr, 4.9. Darian Mensah, 5.1. CJ Bailey, 5.2. Wow. Trinidad Shams
Bailey had 8.1%. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. So some more accurate passes.
Wow.
Norris Sellers was at 6.3%.
Hey, this kid Nino is knee deep in this episode right now. We don't see him on screen, but he's on screen right now. And he's knee deep in his bag. So, so the Brendan Sorsby situation, Moon, I think you did bring a compelling argument. Like, hold on, you can't say, hey, play this, bet this, bet this, bet this, bet this, bet this, and then when kids are starting to bet, you have an issue with it. What I do think happens is I do think he gets suspended for the duration of the season. Is going to the street is a mission, and that'll hold up in court. But I think he does have a legitimate litigation that he can sue the NCAA if he is suspended, and I think that'll be the daring part. And Cody Campbell and them say, I dare you to suspend him for this. Cody Campbell not going to bite his tongue, bro. He said, I dare you to suspend him for the season. Go ahead. He's
going to try to take down the whole
system. He said, man, I got $5 million on a lawyer. I dare you to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what go ahead, Jay.
I'm going to rehab. I don't know how that's gonna help. Like
That's a
I feel
mission.
you can go to rehab
That's
for
PR,
a
Jalen.
drug
Don't
addiction.
lean
Yeah,
too much in that. That's PR. What
but
was he gonna say? I'm gonna check
yeah,
myself.
like you can go to rehab for a drug addiction. I don't know if you can go to rehab for betting. Like I feel like for betting, you just kind of got to look at how much you lost or how you got to lose a big amount of money to be like, okay, I need to change my ways.
Because like
Like,
even Prize Picks just put their terms of service out recently, and they changed it
I
to
know one.
where they're not. Yeah, they changed it and they said,
the
well,
new
we're
one.
not liable to pay you if we have something going around, and the maxes you can get is like $350. That's the most that we'll give you. If something was to go wrong, let's say a slip or a lineup don't go through, the most that we'll refund it by. I don't care if you smack for 10 bands, you can only get 650. I mean 350.
That's
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
finesse time situation, man.
We can
Every app
terminate your
has a betting now.
Yeah.
exactly.
Like
So now I'm
ESPN,
like,
FanDuel,
And if ESPN said
Bet
even worse,
US,
how
people
can
smacking
you?
heads.
How can you as a
Prize Picks, Sleeper,
how,
the fantasy app has a
How's the betting up
betting
now,
thing.
right? That's crazy.
DraftKings,
that's the angle
Underdog.
that shit approach in court. Like, how can you as an entity promote these things to me and then be mad at me for partaking in it? But there's other like the NBA
And that's
uses it as their primary sponsor.
and doing
You
a
see
commercial
sponsorships on courts in games now, like
on jerseys,
It's on,
bro.
it's
on
on every pod.
jerseys.
Yeah, I think
You
I
see
don't
it
know what
all in
NBA
your
team has it,
face.
but I think the NBA team has a FanDuel patch on
That's
there.
crazy. That's crazy.
Um,
And you feed me this
so
180 seconds during a commercial. Of course, I'm going
every
to win.
every podcast, like I mean, it's like alcohol. Alcohol, yeah, they can talk about this, drinking this, drinking that.
So he gonna be good,
Alcohol
Jalen.
stuff is everywhere.
He gonna be
You,
good, and then he gonna be
you,
sitting on his couch chilling with his lady, right? And then all of a sudden his demon gonna pop up. Hey, it's Drewski on a commercial. Hey, I just spent $5 on Prize Picks. Gonna turn this into 500.
That's tough. That's the litigation aspect, and I'm glad you brought
yeah,
that up.
it's like one of alcoholics to start drinking alcohol. They watch sports, they gonna see alcohol, Hennessy ads,
Right.
Patron
You're coming
ads,
out the tap perfectly.
yeah, Modelo,
It's,
like Bud
To answer
Light.
your
You gonna see
question,
all this type of
Modelo Especial. You're not a man's man unless you're drinking Dos Equis.
Dos Equis.
yeah, Coronas and all this other type of
Yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
Like,
You're right 100%. So
I
I
mean,
got
he
one.
should be he should be suspended because he did that shit. But I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if he should get suspended for the year, but like at some point, and I said this on my show the other day, the NCAA is gonna make an example out of somebody. I don't know if Texas Tech is the example you want to make because Cody Campbell and them. I'm telling you, they yeah, them dudes is crazy. But at some point they're gonna make an example because all that the death penalty was an example. Like they did it at a lower level to SMU, but they're like, bro, stop playing with us, bro. Like we gonna drag. We calling guts every time. Pause. Drag my nuts every time. Pause. Like that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna get sick of it. So we got one last thing
the
to talk about.
NCAA don't got the balls to do any of that no more. Just to let you know.
You know what? I disagree, bro. Because I agree with
Oh,
you
no.
for the longest time with Charlie Baker
They
and everybody
scared.
running. But man, Donald Trump not playing with these people, man. Trump tired of Charlie Baker sitting at the end of the table not doing a goddamn thing. Why do you think they're turning up the heat on certain subjects and certain topics? Like so imagine you, right, where you work at now, Jalen. Imagine you know what I'm saying? You are one of the leaders there. Imagine you not doing your job and the government had to come down and help you do your job. So we're gonna like you like hold on, bro. Like I thought I was doing a good job, but apparently I'm not doing a good job. So I need to get my SHIT together, right? And yeah, I think they're kind of forced in the corner. But we saw the videos, we saw the footage of Charlie Baker. What was he doing, man? Boy, it was
in
like
the
this.
cut,
At the end of the table, acting like he didn't want to be there.
zoned out, like he didn't want to be there.
Like he was getting reprimanded, right? So we do got one last topic. We talked about 2027 risers, talked about the Brendan Sorsby situation. What were some of your favorite picks or teams that you all thought that did well in the draft? Moon, we'll start with you again.
My Falcons. I don't really grade their draft super high, but I do love that they paired AJ with his brother and they didn't reach in order to make it happen.
Right.
And I feel like they didn't reach because we didn't have a first round pick to sabotage away anyways.
They got first round talent in the second round, which is incredible. I love it.
They gonna knock him because he's short. but I mean that might actually work out to his benefit given how the schemes play, and I like how the Falcons paired him with Zachariah Branch, as well. That I love that.
What round you guys get Branson?
Second round. No, third.
Really?
Third, my fault. Third.
Wow, that's incredible.
Third round, day 2 pick. But I
both,
feel like
both
that
of
was
those players right under your nose. So yeah, that's incredible.
I like what your Bills did as far as getting TJ Parker straight off the rip in the second round. I feel like that was a finesse because he rose so much in the Senior Bowl, and I mean not the Senior Bowl, just the practices and just the offseason evaluation part. And that was great. You got a long corner in Davison that I feel like you can groom with your defensive coordinator and just your head coach. And I like Davison Igbenogany. And then I just feel like y'all got
the Kilgore pick. I absolutely
Kilgore. Y'all got Scholar Bell from UConn. Like I was sitting there like, dang, Bill's sniping right now. So those two teams. I know
the divisional round next.
I love it, Jalen. Tell your coach to keep it in his pants, man. Pause. Go ahead.
They might be in an open relationship. We don't know these people outside of this.
Then why was he sneaking, bro?
They don't gotta know.
They were sneaking. They were down in the open. Remember?
That man was like this.
It was sunny out.
You saw the pictures, boo? Why your man like this? Got his hand around the shorty and go like this. He looking for Adam.
No. I think he was in an open relationship.
That's because he ain't from the hood. If Vrabel was from the hood, he would have got caught, bro. I promise you, bro.
Hey, Vrabel.
No, they both just in open.
And then he brings shorty from the Titans to the Patriots. Right, it was all on the raw. I think he did, bro. I think he did, bro. I think he did. That man foul, bro. That man need to be arrested, dog. I'm gonna do some research real quick. Go ahead, Jada. Let me talk to you.
I do like what the Patriots did. Got 2 offensive tackles. Got Gabe Yakis, although
you don't like Gabe, bro. Come on, bro.
No.
Come on, bro.
I watched him for 4 years.
You gonna one of his harshest critiquers.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He's a almost type of guy. Oh man, I almost got to the quarterback. Almost got to the quarterback this time. You know what? I'm playing against an inferior team. I'm gonna actually get to the quarterback today. But yeah, I thought we did well. Thought the Cowboys actually did well. That was just still they got Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it.
Yeah, I thought the Cowboys did really well too. I knew they got Caleb Downs like as a steal. That was a crazy. I don't know how Caleb Downs fell that way. Like I don't know how he 11, 12, something like that.
It was 11.
Okay, it's 11. Yeah, I know some. Who the Raiders choose? They had 2 first-round picks, right?
They got Mendoza, and then they got
Raiders did really well. They're at the top of my list.
Dang, what's
I gotta find them. They got Mendoza. They got Jamal McCoy in the 4th round. Like,
yeah,
snipe.
The Mendoza pick. I don't know why they picked him. You better off trading down.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah, better off.
It was Mendoza. Who else they get? They got Trenton Stooks.
Was it a defensive player from Arizona?
Was it?
I'm gonna check.
I like what the Jets did. I'm not gonna lie. I like what the Jets did a lot. We're getting Bailey, Sadiq, and Omar Cooper. That's crazy. What they were saying.
Do you feel like they reached for Omar Cooper? I feel like Omar Cooper was a reach.
They wasn't gonna be able to get him on day 2. Though,
but yeah, to pair him with what they already have, I don't think it's a reach. And then they went ahead and got D'Angelo Pons, right? So they got they got a bunch of day 1 starters, bro. Like and that's what their team needs. They need better players. Cleveland
plus,
dude. I thought they had the best overall draft. Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston,
Spencer,
Justin Jefferson from Alabama, like Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Like these dudes went nuclear. Whoever the starting quarterback is, I think people not giving Deshaun Watson a fair chance. They got $230 million
He
reasons
sucks.
to give him a fair offer.
They also have so many reasons not to give him
You're right.
He sucks.
I'm hoping
he
Shador starts.
They went all offense, bro. They said offense
did.
galore.
They did.
Yeah,
they got Taylor Green.
They over trying to buy something that ain't there no more.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I like the picks.
Deshaun Watson's a bum now in the NFL. I just don't think he's good. Like that man ain't been good since 2020.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it at all. Anything else you guys want to touch on before we get out of here?
Yeah, college basketball. I don't know if y'all saw they just made they're gonna make their tournament 76 teams. Yeah, stupid. Yeah, stupid.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, this is about now more teams are able to get in. Yeah,
then you're gonna have more teams on the bubble, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're not dumb. Like, we're not stupid at all.
So we're not having the first 4 no more.
It should gonna be like the first 18,000. I don't.
Hey Jalen, go play for a team, bro. You're likely to get into the. Let's go all play for a team, bro. Let's go play for GW.
God dang! Now I gotta start. Like you tell me now it's gonna be an extra week. Like March Madness extra week. It don't sound like a bad thing, but yeah, when I'm watching 2 14 and 19 teams playing.
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, I'm watching two teams that are 16 and
17.
Yeah, 16 to 17, 15 to 15 playing against each other. I don't want to see that like, bum fest. No.
And this is why college basketball is slowly driving fans away from it.
And what does that mean for the? Do we have 1 versus 16 anymore? What's does this mean?
No, it's like 1 versus 17, bro. I already know the setup. It's 1 versus 17, and
so we don't get 1 versus 16 matchups. Like
yeah, so it'll be 1 versus 17.
I can't even see Duke and Siena no more.
Hey, they gave them all they can handle.
Yeah, hey, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy work, man. Anything else y'all want to talk about before we get out of here, man?
Hey, did y'all see that college football road to glory? It was they said open world and somebody
Nah, what happened? This man Jalen died, bro. What happened?
So, somebody said, man, they should make a road to glory like open world, and they said when you go to Georgia, and I think y'all can predict what happens when you get to Georgia. we know what Georgia playing on.
You gotta go 200 miles.
You gotta go 200 miles per hour in a 45.
You gotta stand on the sidewalk and get arrested by the police for not doing anything.
Every time you pass Georgia Stadium, you hear Kirby Smart yelling on the loudspeaker.
Hey, open world would be crazy though.
That would be funny.
Actually,
I wouldn't be bad at it though.
Actually, I see somebody complain this because they releasing like screenshots, and I'm just not realizing college football that's come out in like 2 months. They haven't nobody heard nothing. And somebody said the defense at 26 don't like zone defense don't even work how it's supposed to at 26, and y'all over here promoting chin straps. So I was like,
it's terrible. It's terrible. I got a guy that I've beaten, I think like one time. All he does is run 4 verts out of 5 wide receivers, right? If I'm playing zone to stop that zone, the one that's running like the
like in the route, middle.
He sent them up, and the zone just gonna sit there the whole time. They don't just do nothing. They just do this. Like Gary Payton when he was checking white chocolate, bro. That's all they do, bro. Like, nah, bro. They got you right. He's right. They got more pressing things to fix. I don't give a damn about a chin strap, bro. Fix your game play. Like 5 wide receivers shouldn't be a dominant. If you and 5 wide receiver every play, and I'm sitting 4 or 5, and I'm not getting a pass rush, we have a problem. Like nobody's offensive line is that great, bro. So yeah, fix your game. Fix your game.
I'll get out of here on this. Penn State. Keep this in your head. The Penn State right now. Think about Penn State and the Nittany Lions. I'm about to name teams. Tell me yes or no, are they better in 2026 than Penn State is? Okay. Who's currently on the bubble as far as top 25 teams?
Okay.
All right. Clemson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Houston.
Yes.
TCU.
Yes.
Wait, are they better than TCU or are these teams better than Penn State?
Are these teams better than Penn State?
These teams better than Penn State.
I'm for all 3. I'm 3 for 3.
Illinois.
3 for 3. 4 for
yes.
4 for
well,
4.
Actually, I'm 3 for 4. TCU. I don't know.
I'm 4 for 4. I like Craig too. I'm 4 for 4.
How you get fired on your day off, Craig?
I'm not even sure.
Arizona.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. Because some people got them ranked in the top 25.
They like number 15 in USA Today.
Oh,
bro.
Utah.
Yeah, for sure. Utah, SMU, Louisville, NC State. Yes.
Boston College.
Jaden, did you see? That's hilarious. Jaden, did you see that USA Today post-spring top 25 had Florida State at number 22?
No, I saw they posted the top 25. I didn't look at it.
Florida State's at 22, brother. Florida State, 22.
Hey, they might know something we don't know.
Yeah, they got better weed than we got apparently, bro.
What, Ashton Daniels is my quarterback?
Hey, bro. Deuce. I went nuclear. I got to actually make that a clip. I was mad as hell. That was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Florida State, man. I mean, I guess we might see them at media days. Who knows? They might be Hollywood. Was it Florida State that was Hollywood at media days, or was it Clemson?
It was Clemson. Hey, yeah, Clemson. Clemson said, not only are we not going to answer your emails, we're going to post up right behind y'all and make a show, a scene behind y'all. Yeah.
Did they do Radio Row?
No, they stood outside of Radio Row and said, you guys come here. We are the Radio Row. We the team that you've been waiting for.
And that one should be fired. He sucks.
And went 7-6 last year, bro. Like, come on, bro. We're here. We don't give a damn.
The old man doesn't have it no more.
You're not gonna get me to say nothing bad about Clemson. So good whenever we go on tour.
Hey,
listen, you give me a shot to you give me a chance to take a shot at Dabo's coaching now. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna take a shot.
Man, I always like to say there's no more victory in the sport that survived the vast college sports greatest regular season. Moon, thank you for joining the show today. This was a really good show. Jalen, you already know what it is, man. I'll holler at y'all. Y'all take care.